I've been working on trying to be the best I can be and, actually grow a following on YouTube. But the biggest problem is I haven't done shit. I sit at home on my phone looking at inspiration, hoping that I'll actually end up doing something with it. But I never actually get in front of a camera. And so today I'm going to start telling my story and find a way to stay consistent with it because without actually being consistent, nothing will ever work. Now, part of the issue that I've been facing is the fact that when it comes to content creation, I personally get so caught up in other people's opinions. You might be the same. So many people get caught up in the idea of, well, what happens if somebody says this or somebody thinks that? And I have the perfect solution for you. Now, today, I'm going to be trying to get into my story and actually show you guys how to do it yourself by teaching myself on the fly. And this actually ties into one of the big things that come with being able to make that change for yourself. And it's simply doing the thing and being horrible despite what other people think. When I say this is when I started working as a personal trainer over at Crunch, I was constantly being told you need to go talk to people, you need to get your face seen, you need to, build rapport with the people around you. And I never really knew how. I'm a fairly social person. I can talk to anybody just about any time, but I get nervous trying to start a cold conversation. I'm uncomfortable with it. I don't know how to do it. It's not my field of expertise. And so I decided I was going to do something that was probably really crazy, and it ended up being dumber than I ever thought. Every single day, as soon as I get to the gym, after I clock in, I'm going to go around and give everybody a fist bump. Not try and start a conversation, not try and talk to them, simply give everybody a fist bump. Well, for the first week or so, everybody was looking at me like I was extremely weird. Everybody was like, what are you doing? Why are you giving me a fist bump? They take their headphones out and be like, what do you want to talk about? But after about the first week of me doing it consistently, people started to get used to it. And people started looking at me like, oh, you're that guy. Okay, cool. Here, let me get your fist bump. And it's gotten to a point now where 2.5 months on the job now, so many people have gotten fist bumps from me that if I'm busy, if I'm talking to someone, if I'm standing around talking to a manager, people will go out of their way to give me a fist bump. Or there's been multiple times where I was specifically on a consultation meeting giving people advice on how to change their physique, how to lose some weight, how to reach their fitness goal, whatever it may be. And people will come up and be like, hey, I apologize, talking to the person I'm consulting at the moment. And they'll literally be like, hey, just wanted to get my fist bump. I didn't know if you already did your round or not. So I just want to get one real quick to make sure that I'm starting my workout off right. And it's even gotten to a point where I've gone to a bar with one of my homies and people came up and were like, oh, you're the dude from Crunch. You're the one who gives everybody fist bumps. And so going out and doing something, even though it was dumb, even though it was stupid, even though I really made a fool of myself in the beginning, has caused me to become known as the fist bump guy. I'm the person that a lot of people, whether or not they're in a good mood, whether or not they even want a fist bump, they almost feel compelled to come give me one because I at least try and give some form of encouragement just through something small. And then what really started to help me understand that just doing whatever, regardless of the outcome of what others may think, is that once I actually start to see progress coming from my fist bumps, then I was being tasked with trying to close consultation meetings, sell or get people to take consultation meetings, as well as actually sell different challenges, different offers, sell different supplements and things of that matter. And I was so worried, I was so pressed about what would it be like to actually try and sell something to somebody. Like, I don't want to be that, I don't want to be salesy. I don't want to be that guy that comes up to everybody trying to sell them something. But it got to a point where I, again, was being tasked with this, like, all right, today your goal is to get 4 people on consultation meetings. Today your goal is to get 2 people to buy a transformation challenge, whatever it is. And I was getting such cold feet. I was sitting there not doing anything, not talking to anybody because I was so worried about the outcome that I just sat there. And so one day I decided after watching Maureen Harvey, I think her name is, the girl who's going viral for rejection therapy. And she was like, your goal should be to get rejected as much as possible because when you make rejection the goal, you'll end up succeeding more times than you'll actually think you would. And so I decided, okay, today, when I get tasked with however many consultation meetings I have to book, I'm going to just try and get rejected 40 times. And so I was going out just trying to pitch it to someone, but have them tell me no. And the first 4 people ended up telling me yeah, to the point where my manager was just like, you know what, go for more. And I ended up asking about 35 people that day, and those first 4 were the only ones who ended up like setting a meeting with me. But at the same time, it really opened my eyes like, wow, I'm trying to fail and I'm actually reaching some level of success. And so once it moved over to transformation challenges, now I'm trying to, instead of pitch someone something free, I'm actually trying to tell them, okay, now it's actually time for you to come in, pay $100 to take a 6-week challenge to commit to something and actually change yourself. And again, it became a struggle. When it came to the Crunch One kickoffs, the consultation meetings, I was able to easily be like, hey, just come sign up for this. It's completely free. You get an InBody, which we charge $10 for. You feel me? Like, come get some knowledge. And if you want some personal training, we can talk about that after. But when it came to the TC, it's okay, I'm trying to get you to put 100 down. And I get you in the gym, I get you're already doing your thing, but we can help you make more progress and we can motivate you. But that side of the thing wasn't clicking in my mind. I asked different coworkers how to help. I asked my manager what I should do. We did role plays, we did pitches, we did all these different things, and I was still getting cold feet. And then one day I was at the front. I was at the front desk. My manager had tasked me with closing 2 TCs for the day, and I hadn't closed any yet. And like 8 people walked in front of me. And at this point, I had a little sticky note in front of me, and I was tracking how many people walked past that I didn't talk to, how many people I asked, how many people said yes, how many people said no, and how many people ignored me. And at this point, I had like 12 people who just completely didn't get a word out of me. I'd look at them and be like, and let them walk past. And then I remember specifically, it was the 13th one. A person ended up walking past. I put my hand up and he was like, you know, I thought you were confident, but you seem timid right now. And I was like, nah, I'm Batman. I don't talk to nobody. And my manager was like, you Batman? Yeah, just because you black don't mean you Batman. You seem more like timid man. And it was the corniest joke ever. I'm not going to hold you. But the fact that he called me timid man, I really like stopped and I was like, who does this dude think he's talking to? I was like, yup, you know what, fuck it. Any person who walks in front of me, I'm about to just pitch it. I hope I get told no 50 times just so I can show him like, this ain't gonna work. And so, bruh, I just started running with it. I didn't even know what way I wanted to pitch it, but I remember the first person, I was just like, yo, you consistent in the gym? He was like, yeah, why? I was like, what's your main goal? He was like, you know, I'm trying to put on a little bit of muscle. I'm trying to lose about 10 pounds of fat just so I could shape my physique up a little bit. I was like, you like to bet? He was like, yeah. And I was like, you want to bet on yourself? And he was like, how? And I was like, look, we got this challenge going on, bro. He was like, the challenge? What? Oh, from that sign? I was like, yeah. And he was like, oh, I never look at it. Like, what do you get with the challenge? I was like, look, it's $99. You get to sign up. You get 2 free personal training sessions. You get 3 InBody scans so you could track all your internal metrics. There's private classes, swag bags, and a whole bunch of other stuff. Like you get 20% off all of our supplements, as well as if you want personal training after, you get 20% off that as well. He was like, you know, I'll think about it. I was like, what is there to think about, bro? Like, you're already in the gym. You already got a goal. You already done lost however much you had told me earlier. Point is, you're in here, you're doing it. Now you just put some bread on the line with the chance to win 250. He was like, I am in here. He was like, you know what, bro, I'm going to think about it. I was like, cool, go do your thing. I turned to the next dude. It's an older dude. And again, I don't have a pitch at this point. So I was kind of just like, hey, what are you hitting today? He was like, I don't know. I was like, what do you mean you don't know? You're coming to the gym to work out and you don't have a plan? He was like, nah, I pretty much just wing it. I was like, what do you want to hit then? He was like, I'm gonna hit chest today. You know what? I was like, yeah, what workouts you gonna hit? And he was like, I'll figure it out. I said, hey, bro, come over here. I'll write you a workout. I got you. He was like, am I gonna have to pay for it? I said, nah. And so once he actually came over, I started writing out his workout routine. I was like, you do chest and tries? He was like, I mean, I can. So I was like, cool. Start going through writing the workout kind of how I would do it, but kind of adjusting it because he's a little bit older. And as that process went and we just talked throughout that conversation, I was like, oh, by the way, like you said, you're trying to lose this much. Why don't you take our TC challenge? Like, we got this challenge going on. It'll help you get some workouts built when you work with your personal trainer for those 2 sessions. You'll get told how to do your diet, but also you'll have people here motivating you and pushing you to make the most progress you possibly can so you can actually become a completely new person. He was like, you know what? I'm going to do it. So I walk him over. I end up closing him out on that, walking him away, showing him how to do a couple exercises I had written down because he wasn't sure how. And then on my way back to the front desk, the first dude I had initially talked to, he was like, you know what, bro, I just got done with my cardio and, you know, I'm actually going to do it. Here, sign me up. And so I ended up signing him up too. And so these were the first 2 people I had ended up talking to about the TC. And it genuinely was just me saying, you know what, fuck it, I'm going to just do it regardless of what other people think, regardless of whether or not I get a yes, whether or not I make a sale. I gave up any form of perception over what could happen and what I would look like. And I simply was just like, look, I'm going to put the ball up in the air. Whoever tip it back to their side going to catch the ball and start to play. Regardless of what it is, all I'm doing is being the ref at a tip-off. I throw that motherfucker up. If the ball comes back to the ground, I catch it, I reset, and throw that bitch again. Like, it's really not that complicated. And once I really was able to sit in with that thought and really let it take over, so many things have fallen into place. And so now I'm going to do that with actually telling my story on video, on YouTube, and trying to make a change and make some shit happen. Because for the past 5 or so years, I've been telling myself, I'm going to make money online. I'm going to be a content creator. I'm going to have a personal brand that makes me money while I sleep. And I've been being I've had too much cold feet to actually make it happen. And so now I actually want to bring value to you by showing you the knowledge that's in my head and telling my story. And for the ones who get it, for the ones who appreciate it, and the ones who love my story and want to support, I love you. I appreciate you. And for the ones who don't get it and don't support me, well, you ain't going to watch much more of these videos. So have a great life. Stay smart. Stay safe. I love you, but peace.